1.
Structured and calculated, but to what extent? So-and-so comes in, sits down. Wait, no. Scene fades open from black to back scene. The curtain is adjusted. The rig still needs tweaking. Have the curtain folded down the center, or reliant on thread to cause the creasing on either side. Just do more research on curtains. Have 2 lines of ochre thread lining either side that can be lifted and tied. Tied with one hand, the non-dominant hand. Although to be ambidextrous would be most beneficial. Make the mechanic so it can be tied with one hand, the non-dominant hand, but could also require enough control and manipulation that it could be tied with both hands, regardless of preference. Continuous practice would be required, but anything that lessened the hardship on one hand, I wouldn't mind. It's suspended so there's enough space on stage. But how will the front affect the backing and the intrusive nature of sound on a room without walls? Sound guards would have to be made. Sound guards. What does that mean, sound guards? How can a sound be guarded when it's not an object? It can be blocked by an object, but in it itself is not an object. But you'd have to build sound guards, which would isolate an audience, which I want to avoid. Therefore, all sound stays in as a result. Will she speak? Or he? Or they? Most likely they. Depends on the teacher. They can bring a subject, or is that unpaid labor? It can become our vision as opposed to my vision. Sharing credit, giving credit. I want them to think that they're also benefiting from me using them. A good symbiotic relationship. They could be used as a puppet. That way, if they can't physically be there, they could be used as a puppet. I'm definitely making it sound like I'm using them as a puppet, as opposed to they're a puppet. But we could make an actual puppet that looked like them. Would they make it, or would I make it? Would they be the creator of their own image? But who's writing the script? Am I writing the script? We? They? Who's writing this? We need a schedule. Yeah, we need a schedule. I like schedules. I like to be scheduled. I like to know what's going to happen next in a day. I like to know that. I feel more at ease when I know what's going to happen. I like to know. There's a rhyme and a rhythm to a script. To every line, it needs to be consistent. Consistent. We'll need a schedule. We need a schedule. We're going to need a schedule. I always get worried about rambling. I always get worried about rambling when I'm with people, when I'm working on a collaboration. Am I rambling? I feel like I ramble a lot. I feel like rambling is not a bad thing in social and personal conversations. But the minute that it becomes a collaboration or part of a project, people suddenly want you to get to the important parts of a subject. People want you to hurry up and get to the important part. But I ramble, and rambling can be dangerous. Rambling can be very, very dangerous, because next thing you know, you're going off on sidebars and recollections, and you're making connections with thoughts that don't even have a connection. They're just disconnected thoughts, and they make no sense whatsoever at all. And it's like comparing the flooding in Italy to the Panama Canal, which one is basically a bank for trade, and the other is a water bank for trade, and the other is a natural disaster which no one's benefiting from. But I guess it's problematic. But wait.
Part 2.
Talking can be meditative. Cheery, even. At what point does meditative talking become cheery talking? Are we starting? Doesn't change. Is it more random or self-aware when someone speaks for you? People want to know. People want to know the answer to that question. A bot will write the rest of this. This is a ready-made sentence, almost unconnected or similar to extra subjective for extra subjective clauses is an internal sort of puppy monster way. Subjective internal progress. Subjective clauses within a subjective attachment is like a turtle with its shell, protecting itself from insects that cannot sting it in the first place. It's like a monster or a puppy or even a Japanese turtle. Version of a dozen or so extra subjective parts from the creature that the monster is using as a response to itself that represents their main emphasis. And yes, it does start with its basic sound, but it only plays with a bit of the monster's said sound, then adds it to it until it finally could have some words that could be an idiom, which will make it sound like it is talking to it. This is all just the original article, though as the CSS changes, it more about the use and not the function. This might be my favorite part about knowing the girl. As soon as she heard the sounds, I am only left with a vague sense of familiarity and a general voice within a puppy's own mouth, like a monster calling from the void. Watermelon, 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 watermelon. Extra subjective features, extra subjective situation, and a direct attachment with the nonverbal is the voice we can use without reason. So the extra subjective features can monopoly money. I'm sitting here, reading from a computer. I cannot wait to hear this hot mix. I cannot wait. I have so much more to give my country, to give women, to give to battle. Verbal learning. Watermelon, watermelon. I'm confused as to what I'm doing currently. My first film was in 1959, and I had very little faith in the studio system. That's when we came up with the idea for the character Woody and his best friend, or foster father. Anyways, my first film was Goodbye, when all I really wanted was hello.